I've been lacking the greens, so
I think we all do.
might
But
fill it
summer's
up
coming.
again.
Everyone eats a bit lighter in summer. We are going completely off topic here anyway. So you grew up in Gillingham?
Gillingham.
Gillingham.
Yeah.
Okay, let me say that
Jill's
again.
massive.
Yeah.
I did the first one about the girl hanging on the wing of the plane, and a few people were sort of like, "Oh, that didn't happen," and I was like, "Oh, really?"
The crowd to have like a really good energy and vibe whilst you were performing.
Yeah, I'm sort of just the greatest when you really put it that way. I'm really brilliant.
Yeah, I set you up for that one then, didn't I? Process and your style, and did it just die?
It just turned off, but we still recording.
Yeah.
The camera died, guys. Rest in peace to the Sony camera. We could just do it. We could do it audio, and then cut into the video. Yo, this is JRodBroccoli. You're currently tuned into the After the Applause podcast. Come on.
This is After the Applause. Hiya guys, we are back and we're back with visuals. This is After the Applause and I'm Saoirse Marie. If you've just joined us on episode 22, welcome to After the Applause. This is a podcast highlighting and platforming underground artists and events and everything grassroots and everything to do with the underground music scene in the north of England. I'm trying to use this platform to help showcase the diversity within the north of England and, show the quality of artists and events and venues out there so you guys can go out and explore and discover new artists, new events in your area and build that community. Decided to make it visual now and I've had so much fun with it so far. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah. If you could do me a massive favour, I'm going to become one of these girls. If you could do me a massive favour and subscribe or follow or wherever you're listening to the podcast, just, like the podcast, follow it, subscribe. Please, it would really help just get the podcast out there and get more recognition and help these artists get out there more and find their people and find their audiences. If you're an artist and you're not subscribed to the channel, do not come and ask me to get interviewed on here because that ain't happening. It's not happening. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple or Amazon or on YouTube, do me a favour and save the videos to a playlist because that also helps with the recognition and reaching a wider audience. Appreciate you. So let's get into the first visual episode. The guest we've got on for this week's episode, I'm really excited to introduce. We have Gillingham-raised, London-born rapper JRodBroccoli. Now, JRodBroccoli is starting to make some really big moves within the underground rap scene. If you don't know JRodBroccoli already, he became quite well known and gained a lot of popularity and built his audience and fan base with his Rapvent collection he put out at the end of last year, which was a play on the Advent calendar. I love the music and I love the way he portrays himself and the way he holds himself through his music and the storytelling he does with his songs. In this episode, I spoke with JRodBroccoli about why he moved up to Manchester at the age of 18 to pursue his music career instead of moving to London, his concept behind the Rapvent Calendar, and his current work with the Mayhem collection, which is slightly similar to the Advent. He was so fun and chatty to get along with. His manager was sat with us and it was quite funny just seeing the dynamic between the two of them too. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. What was the first gig you ever went to?
Oh my god. The first, it's not a UK rap gig. It was at Wembley and it was BTS, the K-pop group, because my little sister was really into BTS. She had her phase from when she was like 14 to like 16.
No way.
And she really wanted to go and see BTS. And my mum bought bunch of tickets, so
you
I went and saw him. It's
Was
crazy.
it life-changing?
It was really good. Jungkook was flying through the sky on a hook. It was the best put on show I've seen so far.
Your artist name, JRodBroccoli. What is the concept? What is the idea behind the name?
Well, my actual name is JRodBroccoli, and I had a mate in school who used to just call me a bunch of different names that sounded like my name, and one of them was JRodBroccoli. So
Okay.
I had to. Whenever I like started a new game or something, all my usernames were JRodBroccoli, and it sort of just stuck. And then when I started doing music, I had someone who was trying to manage me before my current manager, and I said, "What should I just have it be JRodBroccoli?" She's like, "Yeah, just keep it as JRodBroccoli." So
Okay. So it's your gamer name and artist name.
it's my everything name. Yeah.
Love that.
It's what I write if I'm signing something. I just put JRod on there these days. Not like if I'm signing an autograph. If I'm like signing for a parcel, I put JRod or something.
Okay, first.
You know what? I had a moment where I was trying to. I ate a broccoli every day after my 22nd birthday, up for 5 months, and then I think I just stopped. Like it got out of hand. I had to stop. But I was posting it. It was quite controversial. A lot of people were like, "Oh, why'd you keep posting this broccoli? Why are you eating it so much?" And I was like, "I'm hungry." You know what I mean? But the broccoli came before the actual eating of broccoli. It was unrelated.
Okay.
I tried to make it a thing, but it was just a bit exhausting.
No, I can see that. That would be a bit tiring. You grew up in Gillingham, and in your bio I read on SoundCloud, you said that you moved to Manchester with the goal of conquering the hip-hop scene. Now, what made you choose Manchester over London to do that?
Oh, I was born in London. I lived there till I was like 5 or 6 or something like that. And it was from as far as a 5 or 6 year old was concerned, I was like, yeah, it's whatever, it's where I live. But it wasn't the nicest place. I lived in Leytonstone, which is fine, but it wasn't an ideal place to be. So our parents moved us to Gillingham, which is a bit more, maybe a bit safer, but also there's nothing there. There's no one doing anything there. It's like the kids go to school and the parents either work in London or in one of the shops in Gillingham, which they're not that good, and anything in Gillingham. So I thought I need to leave here, go somewhere with competition or like some challenge or a scene that I can build with. Even London, didn't really fancy going back. Massive and expensive. Manchester, I came and visited Manchester, and I just walked around. It was for like a uni open day, and I just walked about, and I was like, just being outside in Manchester was nice. And it was in September, so it was sort of sunny. It was nice, good vibes. So I was like, yeah, I'm going there. And yeah, I've said 100 times, I think Manchester's the best city in the world.
Wow.
Best. I've been to Barcelona, rubbish. Been to Stockholm, it was fine, but
it's spenny in Stockholm.
it is. It's not as good as Manchester. You ever been to Spoons in Manchester? The hot chocolate, cheap.
As a non-Manc, how has the Manchester scene been with accepting you into the community?
To be honest, I feel like it's been more accepting than it would have been if I went to London. Like, because I left London when I was a kid, if I'd gone back, I think people in the south were a lot more judgmental, and they would be like, "Oh, you ain't been here, mate. Get out of here, mate. You're from Gillingham, wherever you is that." But here, people are already from all over the place. Like, most people that are here are like, "Oh, I'm not actually from Manchester. I'm from," they say somewhere in Greater Manchester, like Bolton or something. But there's been no sort of, exile of me or shunning because I'm from the south. So yeah, it's been a very accepting location. Yeah,
Love that. Do you feel more Mancunian than Southern at this point, or?
definitely not. No,
Okay.
there was a moment in time when I came here first. I noticed I started to say one instead of one. Like, I started to say it like a northerner, one instead of one. So I started
The number?
Yeah, the number one. Yeah, and it really frustrated me. So I turned my southernness up to 100, and I started calling people geezer and governor, and I've not been able to stop calling people geezer. I call everyone geezer. I call women geezer.
your lyrics suggest that you have a lot of confidence in yourself. You kind of refer to yourself as Leng, beautiful, handsome, in a lot of your music. And, you know, having that confidence it's great to see an artist with so much confidence in themselves. Have you always been like that, or has that been something that
definitely not. Through obviously I didn't realise, you know, that appearance mattered until I was, you know, a certain age, when I was starting to become like a teenager. Throughout my whole adolescence, my mate, was a womanizer. My best friend, he was like, you know, sharp jawline, cool haircut. He was like the guy, you know what I mean? So I always was just a bit like, I'm secondary right now. I'm not the Leng one here out of these two. So I was like, I've got to be funny at least. So I had to develop that aspect of my qualities. And then when I came to Manchester for first year of uni, I still wasn't super confident at all. It was sort of when I started sharing my music and people started responding well to it, I was like, okay, I've got something to offer here. And it sort of just came with it. Like, when my confidence grew in one aspect of my life, it sort of started to go up in all aspects of my life. And now I think I'm just the best. I think I'm so great.
But I feel like that's what you need, though, in the music industry. You've got to have that confidence in yourself to be able to kind of move up in the world.
I completely agree with you. My manager would disagree with you. She thinks I've got a big head and I am too vain. But I'm trying to teach her to express that level of self-love as well. I think it's important that everyone thinks they are the you get what I mean? Yeah. Like they are the top of the top. And I think if you think that about yourself, what anyone says about you doesn't really matter. If someone says, oh, your music's rubbish, your hair's too long, it's like, what are you talking about? It's what, you know what I mean?
The Rapvent Collection Volume 1, you released that mid-January, but from your socials I can tell that it was a song a day during Christmas time.
So I was trying to do a play on words for the Advent Calendar, so I called it the Rapvent Calendar, and it was from the 1st of December, the 25th of December. I was putting out a song like on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts every day. And I didn't plan on making an album at the end of it. I sort of just wanted to do like, just like something for fun. And it got to day 4, and day 4 I made a song about how bad the beat was that I had made, because I was running out of instrumentals in the vault, so I was like, I just got to throw something together. I made it deliberately really bad, and I rapped about how it was such a dead beat. And that one was the first one that sort of picked up. And then I was like, okay, well, I've actually got to stick to this now because there's more people looking. So I would stay up the whole day before, and then I would drop it the next day. I'd record it, and I wouldn't know the words either. So I developed a technique of, in my digital audio workstation, I record the vocals, and then I would move all of it back one bar, so I would hear it first, and then I'd be able to rap it as I was hearing it, so I could do it all in one take. It's a bit of a hard one to explain verbally, but when I show people me doing it, they think I'm talking in tongues. It doesn't seem very practical, but yeah, it's sort of like I had to keep going to work, which was the worst part of it, because I would go to work, come back, not sleep, make the video, go to work the next day, and it was a bit straining on just on everything. But we got through it. We finished it. We did all 25, and then people were sort of saying, oh, you should drop the album on Christmas. But if anyone makes music and knows about distribution, you can't really put out a whole album the same day. And I hadn't mixed any of them properly because I was making them all in a day. So I think 2 or 3 weeks later, we ended up dropping it,
Okay, amazing. So you mixed, mastered and produced all the music yourself?
One of the beats, day 5, was made by my main collaborator, Namaya Sahel, top producer in the country. He's really good. He did the song called Lily, but the rest of them were me. Yeah.
Amazing. So how are you able to kind of think of beats in such a short space of time like that, and then also think of lyrics on top of that?
A lot of the lyrics, I sort of had to clean out the vault of lyrics I had. I have a lot of lyrics that are just in my phone that I haven't found a home for yet, and I hadn't done a project like this before, so I ended up just using all of that, because if you're on a time crunch, you got to use what you have already. And I had a lot of beats that I had already as well, but for the most part, it was just, I'd go on splice.com, download a random loop, chop it up, put drums on it. For some of them, I would just find like a nice synth sound that I liked, and I'd just make that the basis for the whole thing. And then lyrics, because I was releasing them one at a time, I was able to see what people were responding well to. So for the Deadbeat one, I was like, okay, people appreciate sort of self-awareness. So on day 7, I think, I did another one saying, everyone likes how dead that beat is, but it wasn't, this is like an actually bad beat. But then it was actually plot twist. And then I think day 21, I did like the final one. I called them Deadbeat, Deadabeat, and Deadest Beat. And it was all just using, have you heard Pony by Genuine? Mm-hmm. You know the bass sound that sounds like someone throwing up? Mm. It was just all using that bass. And I was like, yeah, this beat is awful. Where I'm able to see what people respond well to, it sort of gave me a bit of direction for what I should do. Same thing with the On the Wing trilogy. I did the first one about the girl hanging on the wing of the plane. And a few people were sort of like, oh, that didn't happen. And I was like, oh, really? So I was like, maybe I'll just be a bit more elaborate in my story this time. And it evolved to me climbing mountains barefoot and beating up mafia bosses. And then the next one, it evolved to me fighting robots with Santa Claus. It's all true stories. Yeah, you got to speak about your lived experience. Yeah,
for sure. I've got to say, actually, On the Wing, the full version is probably my favourite on the album.
Yeah.
And some of your other music as well that isn't on that collection, like Too Good, How I Really Feel. I really like these songs because, not just because of your flow and the beat and whatever, but also just the storytelling behind them. So have you always had that skill of being able to tell stories like that, or did that come when you started rapping?
I think I might have had a storytelling ability before I started rapping, because the first time I tried rapping was, not the first time I tried, but the first time I recorded a rap, it was all for like my GCSEs. I had a sociology teacher called Mr. Hardman, one of the best teachers in the world. And he was like, he noticed I was not very engaged with typical read the textbook and write it down and revise that way. And he knew that I was into sort of grand music. So he was like, just take the glossary of this part of the book and turn it into a rap. Figure it out. That's your homework. So I went home. And having sort of something that I know I need to talk about meant it was pretty good for the first thing I ever recorded. And that was I did the best in that. I didn't do the best out of everyone, but that's the class I did best in, you know what I mean? So it served well as a good revision technique. That's maybe where I started to hone my ability to tell stories, but I think it must have been there for me to do that initially in the first place, you know what I mean? Those are the best teachers, to be honest, the ones that know what you're going to respond well to. My music teachers as well, they let me try whatever I wanted to try. They let me play bass, they let me sing. And my performing arts teachers as well. And then like my maths and English and science teachers were very good as well, but they just knew that I wanted to have a laugh. So they sort of, you know, dealt with me in that way rather than, you know, just being miserable teachers.
Mayhem, you're kind of doing a similar thing as with the Rapvent Calendar. My favourite so far is Buff Ting.
Yeah, that's a...
Tell me a bit about the concept behind Mayhem then.
So I sort of just wanted to do it again. Like, I didn't want to have to wait until next Christmas to do another sort of regular song project. And I didn't put out any music in April. I did quite a few live shows in May, but I didn't do much in April, and I didn't put anything out in April. So I feel like I've been lacking a little bit, and I think to make up for that lost time, I'm going to put out a load more songs, but I'm not doing 25 again for no reason. So I was like, I'll do 15. I'll do one every other day in this month, and then I'm going to put them out at the end. They won't have to wait 3 weeks for all the songs to come out. I'm going to put them out right as I finish. I've got a few more collaborations on this one. I only have one collaboration on the last one. I've got 2 this time. Buff Ting actually has a second verse from an artist called Zani, local Manchester artist. He's crazy. He's really good. He's the only person I've met, well, he's not the only person, but he's the best I've met so far at being able to freestyle off the top of his head. He came to my house and he had like a can of Star of Ramen, and he was like, I've got 3 different verses that I wrote on the train here. And then he was like, but I don't want to use any of them. I'm going to make one up right now. And he wrote a brand new one. And then he went on a date. He left. He was like, I've got to go on a date. I'm leaving. But it was great. Like he records well. And I've got another one coming out soon with an artist called, dare I say, who is like a pillar of Manchester underground at the moment. And he's like, that I think might be my favourite song that is going to come out in these next 15. The one with Dare I Say. Look out for that one. That's a heater, that one.
With the concept behind Mayhem, obviously you're doing it to kind of put more music out there and, you know, have a bit more of a portfolio for yourself. You're also making videos to go alongside these for the socials generally. Do you feel like a lot of the music you're trying to create at the moment is to find more of your audience? Yeah,
definitely. I think I'm trying to, you know, not everyone that sees it is going to resonate with it and like it. But I think if you can cast a really wide net, you can, you know, find the people that are going to like it. So that's sort of what I did with Rapvent. It reached quite a large audience. And then the few people that liked it stick around, listen to the music on Spotify, listen to it on SoundCloud and like Deezer or whatever they listen on. So I was like, I just want to do that again, see who else I can introduce myself to. And then, we're only on day 3 so far, so I'm not sure how well it's going to go, but I'm hoping to open myself up to a new group of people and then have them stick around for the future, you know what I mean?
What are your thoughts and feelings on performing live in Manchester? Do you say you can't really compare other cities to the Manchester crowds?
I've only ever performed in London once, and it was at a sort of like open mic style thing. It was an event called Producer Night put on by Cozy Brand, and it was just like a group of producers bring 3 instrumentals and you play them, and there's a microphone in the middle of the room. Whoever wants to go up and say what they want to say can go up and do it. So that was in London, and it was a decent response, but it's nothing like I've received in Manchester. Manchester's definitely been the main place, and it's sort of where people know me as well. People don't know me as much in London, especially because there's so many more people in London. But percentage-wise, I'm more known in Manchester. So the live performances here have been pretty outstanding so far. Like the response from the crowd has been not like, wow, I've been so sick, but which I have. But the crowd response has been really great for the few shows I've done here in the last few months.
When I saw you perform Off the Square, your kind of rapport and the interaction that you had with the audience came to you really naturally, but it also then allowed the crowd to have like a really good energy and vibe whilst you were performing. How do you do that? Has that come naturally to you since performing live?
Some of it is that I know a lot of the people in the crowd. I've got my manager, I've got my sister right in the front, and they're lunatics. They're screaming and shouting and waving their hands about. So that's sort of a nice, you know, reassurance. A lot of the people in the room were also sort of figures in the scene. So I know, like I was looking down, I could see Mowgli there, I could see Julian Hodgetts there, I could see Toxic Scorpio. You know, I recognize these people, and I'm like, I'm in a familiar place. I'm not really putting on too much. I feel quite in a regular, natural state when I'm on stage in Manchester. I imagine if I went somewhere and I didn't have anyone that I knew there and I had to get on stage to perform, it would be a bit more shaky, but I know what the crowd that I'm performing in front of likes for the most part, so I know what to put in the set list.
What is the main message and purpose that you want people to learn and understand from JRodBroccoli?
There's 2 answers to this. One answer is that what every rapper in Manchester wants to put forward is that I'm the best, you know? I think I'm really good at what I do, and I think I have something that a lot of people will want to hear, so I want to let it be known that just because I'm not from here doesn't mean I'm not gonna show up, you know what I mean? Like, unfortunately for the competition, I'm here, they got to deal with it. But the other thing I want to sort of promote is that you can do it too, you know what I mean? Like, it sounds cliche, but it's not. Like, I've had this, it turns into an argument a lot of the time with a lot of my friends who make excuses like, I can't do this, you think you're sick, so that's why you can do this, because you got so much confidence. It's like, I didn't have this much confidence the whole time. You sort of just gotta start showing people what you can do, give them something to be impressed with, and then keep doing it. I think everyone should try and show the best side of themselves. Let's say you work somewhere, yeah, and you've got a real passion for carpentry, yeah, and you work in a pet shop, and the people at the pet shop, your managers are like, oh, you're like sort of mid at, you know, combing the dog's fur. It's like, I'm really good at making a table. You know what I'm saying? So show people your tables.
Show people your tables.
Show people your tables.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Carpenters of the world. That's the message I want to put out. Show people your tables.
What are your future plans? What have you got coming up over the next year?
So I've got to finish Mayhem. I want to do more live shows. I want to do more live shows in other cities because I've really only performed in Manchester so far and one show in London, but I want to go about. I want to network with prominent artists from other places and in Manchester. I want to put on for the scene. I want to bring up people that I'm, you know, working with right now who, you know, some of them have even been doing it longer than me. It was a bit intimidating when I first came to Manchester because the scene has been going the whole time. So to sort of interject yourself into something that's been happening for years already and people have put years of their lives into already and you're sort of just getting started, it's like, it's quite intimidating, but I think I'm in a position where I can, you know, use whatever I can accumulate to bring up other people around me. That's what I want to do over the next year. I also want to just make a load of music videos. I've been telling people that these days I don't think there's any point putting out a song without something visual to go along with it. A visual aspect, it outlines the vibe, you know what I mean? If I put out a song, that's all well and good, but I don't think anyone wants to listen to an MP3 file. Like no one's really getting excited like, oh yeah, I want to go listen to that WAP right now. If you think of your favorite song right now, there's probably a really sick music video that goes with it, unless you're one of the underground people who's like, oh, I really like this song that no one's ever heard. But you know, your favorite song probably has a sick music video. You know what I mean? I've got the best music video maker in the world, zk.mp4 on Instagram. He's made the Feedback music video. He made the Panic and Dash music video. We've got 2 more music videos that are to be released that we filmed, and he's filmed all of Mayhem. So like all the Mayhem videos are filmed by him. So
okay, insane.
He's crazy.
Exciting times.
He's crazy. He's really good. Yeah.
How can the people keep in contact? How can they find you? Keep updated with what you're up to?
So you're gonna go to google.com, or you're gonna go to YouTube, or you're gonna go to TikTok or Instagram or whatever. There'll be a search bar in there. When you get to that search bar, you're gonna type JROD. Right? That's the easy part. A lot of people don't know how to spell the next part of my name. Yeah, King Kari, one of them. He spelt my name so many times wrong. And also, the venue I mentioned to you earlier, they spelled my name wrong as well on the website. It's JRODBROCCOLI. There's 2 C's, there's not 2 L's, and there's 2 O's, and they're separate. JRodBroccoli on everything. I've managed to get it, even on any game, look up JRodBroccoli, that's me. I got the name on everything. Add me up.
Crazy that JRod's first concert or first gig he remembers is BTS. Bit of a wild one, which I wasn't expecting myself. I just love his whole demeanour and the way he presents himself, and the fact that he likes to... It's not necessarily about being vain and thinking he's the best. Well, kind of, but he is all about that brand of self-love, and that's what he's trying to portray with his brand, is that confidence in yourself and what you do. And that's what he's trying to do for everyone around him too, which I really like. This episode will be out towards the end of the Mayhem collection, so go check out his Instagram, like he said, JRodBroccoli, on every social media platform. I also really liked how he said at the end there that he wants to use his platform to support other artists and bring limelight to other artists that have been in the game for as long, if not longer than him. That is, I feel, something that is lost when people start getting that audience and gaining more attraction and attention. They do usually tend to leave other people behind because you do get wrapped up in your own success and your career, but the fact that he has that as one of his priorities with building his fan base and building his audience is really wholesome to see. This episode will be out on Bank Holiday Monday, so what a treat for you. and that means it'll be out 2 days before his performance at Raise the Bar. So if you liked this episode, you liked the interview, you liked everything that JRod's about, go see his performance. He's headlining the Raise the Bar show at ATMA on the 28th of May. Little plug there for Raise the Bar. Thank you so much to JRodBroccoli for joining me on the podcast and being my first video podcast to be published and launched. Very exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it insightful and interesting to learn a bit more about the artist. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, like, do your thing to just help get more attraction out there for the ATA podcast. And yeah, I'm excited for all the episodes coming up over the next few weeks, and I'll see you next Monday.